2018 has been an amazing year for electric cars. Obviously, Tesla Model 3 has become the star of the entire movement once, Elon stopped tweeting stuff. That was distracting, but also once the production really ramped up, Tesla showed profit, and things are really, I mean, things have gone really, really good. Of course, on top of that, tons of different announcements, tons of unveilings by many other companies, legacy manufacturers, startups, and a lot of these are going to be in production on 2019. And that's what I want to talk about. What is the most affordable? What is the cheapest car that is going to be on the market in 2019? And it's a tie, which is a good thing. So let me tell you about these two cars, why it is a tie, and why they are going to be in the front of this whole electric car revolution, because most people will be able to afford them. All of this is coming up next. Taking over the world, electrifying the world, E4 Electric. Welcome to E4 Electric, your number one source of unbiased electric car news. If this is your first time here, for some reason you never found me, but now, welcome. Welcome. And by the way, don't forget to click the subscribe button down there so we can meet again. It's free. I don't know if you've heard of that, but that subscription button is completely free. Anyway, all right, let's talk about 2019. Yes, there will be tons of new electric cars on the market. Jaguar I-Pace is already on the market. Audi e-tron is going to be on the market, and Porsche Taycan, as we know now how to pronounce it correctly, Taycan, and quite a few others, Hyundai, Kona, Kia New-Revie. All of these cars are, anywhere from, 30 to all the way $100,000. There will be many more choices. But, of course, the main reason for my excitement is that there will continue being affordable cars, especially with the tax incentives and rebates that are being provided all over the world. Now, the good news, as I mentioned it's a tie. It's a tie between the two cars that are pretty much exactly the same in price, but electric car prices are kind of a funny thing, right? Because it depends on the country, depends on the political situation like tariffs, Brexit, and many others that are, making prices go up and down, well, mainly up really, but also on the incentives and tax credits that may be phasing out like it is here in the United States, or being completely off the table like in Canada, in parts of Canada, and everything in between. But let me give you the ballpark of what these two cars are going to be about. Now, first one is, this one is unfortunately only available in Europe, and it's a shame because I think it would do well here. But Renault doesn't really sell cars in the United States for real. So Renault Zoe, those of my viewers who have this car are pretty happy with it. It is around 30,000 American dollars. You can translate it to euros and pounds or whatever. It is the car that's going to be affected by Brexit. As a matter of fact, anything that's being imported into England will be affected by Brexit. In other parts of Europe, there are incentives. Some of the parts of Europe, there are no incentives. But this car will stay around 30,000. Now, with some incentives that are like the best in Europe, it will go down to almost $20,000. And this car has a pretty decent range. Now, I prefer all electric cars to have over 200-mile range just to ease the minds of everybody. But this one has about 170 or so. Still not bad. I'm still considering this car in play, if you will. And this car is, it's compact. So in Europe, this is very important. It's a hatchback, which is also very important, right? A lot of Model 3 owners, or people who would have been Model 3 owners, decided to pass on the Model 3 because it's not a hatchback. It's important to people who, like outdoor activities or have small businesses that require, boxes and other stuff to be a gym, or people like me who play, hockey goalies that have a lot of equipment and big helmets. Anyway, great car. It's been around for a while. Now, the reason the price is not really set is because obviously between the countries and incentives, but also because you can get this car, whether, like a regular car where the battery is included, or you can get this car without the battery and lease the battery, which I believe is like 59. It starts with 59 pounds per month. Now, I love this whole battery leasing deal, and I hope this is where we're all moving. However, the way the Renault handled it, made a lot of customers really unhappy. I guess because of the way the flexibility versus the price versus the term is, and how difficult it is sometimes to sell a car like that, is really putting a damper on the whole concept. But I have to say, I love the fact, I mean, a concept of leasing these batteries, because you don't have to worry about degradation of the battery. You don't have to worry about going to a higher or lower size. I mean, it's just, there's so many benefits. I just wish we know, or any other company who wishes to get into this will fix that. And I think it's going to be a great option. Obviously, the car without the battery costs less. The commitment over the like 3-year term is a little bit more. So, but this is a really, really awesome option for those of you guys who are in Europe. Now, the next car, the Thai, the other car that's available around the world, and you probably can guess it, but still, let's talk about it. Before that, just give me a few seconds to pay my bills here for my car battery. I just want to make sure that you guys are aware that this channel and this show is sponsored by Evanex. I don't know how anybody could not be, but anyway, they've been sponsoring this show for a really long time. Once again, there's a discount code in the description of this video, so go ahead and grab it. And I know we're past the holidays shopping season, but still, it's never a bad time to save money, right? Especially if you have a Tesla. Though they have quite a few products that are good for any car, and that, you know, I might not be driving a Tesla in the next few months, but I'll keep a few of these products for myself anyway. All right, so the other car that obviously I'm talking about is Nissan Leaf. Now, this is a special year for the Nissan Leaf. I know it changed the look for much, much, much better look, right? Very improved look, but the battery is still was made by Nissan. Yes, the range was improved to 151 miles, but there's still no active thermal management system, and the battery is still just not of the best quality. But this year, 2019, that is kind of going to change. Now, we know they're also going to have a 225 mile batteries for obviously extra rate, extra price hike, whatever you want to call it. I don't know. Somehow my mind is just went blank there. But you can still get the base price of $30,000 here in the United States, and around Europe it's also pretty equal to that. Maybe a couple of thousand extra, but again, depends. But with all of the incentives that you can get in many of the states here and in many of the countries in Europe, this car can come down all the way to $20,000. Now, I interrupted myself. I just got all excited about the price, but there's also good news about the battery, because for the same price, you're going to get a much better battery. It's going to be LG Cam, which is a lot of different manufacturers, legacy and startups are going with LG Cam, just better quality. However, and this is not 100% confirmed, but geez, man, it would be such a disappointment. It will not be an active thermal management system. It will be a passive thermal management system, which still is probably going to be improvement. But boy, that would be making a mistake, because, you know, after this whole scandal that they already had about the battery being, you know, overheated, you can't, you know, charge them, you know, fast twice. And I really, really hope that they can get it right. It would be very disappointing, but it looks like we might be disappointed on that front. But again, the battery is still going to be much, much better quality. And for $20,000, if you can get it for $20,000, gee, man, that is, and it's a good car. I mean, I've driven this car a few times now. It is a good car, as you can see, also a hatchback. So those are your best choices as far as the cheapest electric cars that are of a decent range, that are full electric. I'm not going to be talking about cars that are under 150 miles in range. I just don't even consider them practical. Okay, so for 150 miles or more, it's going to be the Nissan Leaf all over the world, and Nissan Zoe in Europe. By the way, if you're in Europe and you have a choice of between those two, which one do you think you're going to get, or which one would you recommend? I'm interested in knowing that, because here in the United States, we don't know anything about Zoe. I mean, I know a little bit about Zoe because of your feedback, but I really want to hear from you guys. So let me know. Other than that, I'm really excited about next year, guys. I'm so excited. There's going to be so many amazing things happening in this universe. Other than that, see you guys next time, and remember to stay charged.